If you thought we were done with the cool mugs, you were very wrong. This is probably the coolest one I've got. It's a Game Boy, and when you put the T in it, Super Mario appears slowly like the screen turns on. I'm running out of cool mugs now, but maybe I need to buy some more video game related ones for my cups of tea. Right, so I've got a pretty annoying commute, and recently they've completely revamped the train timetable, and nobody seems to know what the hell's going on. And the company who've revamped the train timetable don't seem to be able to actually stick to it. So a lot of the time I find myself leaving work on time and sitting around on the train station, twiddling my thumbs and feeling very annoyed. I rush home, get my tea down, get the PS4 on and do some gaming. And as you guys will know, I've recently been really getting into trophy hunting and enjoying that kind of challenge that sort of thing can bring. I've signed up to the website PSN Profiles, where it takes your PS4 and PlayStation Network data, shows you kind of the cool achievements that you've unlocked, what your most recent achievements were. People can, comment on there. They've got cool forums, and I've been getting into that kind of thing and really enjoying it. And I've been thinking for a while, it'd be great if I had a handheld that I played on my commute, and I've not really been that into the 3DS. For some reason it was a no-brainer for me at the time. It felt like that was the obvious handheld to go for, a 3DS. Having been into the old DS's and the Game Boys, Game Boy Advance before that, I'd never really considered branching out to something different, but now that I've been getting into the PlayStation stuff quite intensely and the Platinum trophy hunting and all that stuff, it really made sense that I should pick up a PS Vita. And it's probably a weird time to buy it because it's recently been announced that they're not going to be doing any more physical games for it in the West. It is going to continue in Japan, where it's much bigger. But then again, I'm not really that bothered about physical games at the moment. I've got too many physical things anyway. So here it is, the lovely and beautiful Vita. It's such a cool, this is a slim model. I got this from CEX. It was 90 quid, which is their discount price because there were some small scratches on the back, not on the screen or anything. And honestly, I've been so impressed with it. I've been playing it non-stop for about a week, and I just wish that I'd given PlayStation and Sony a chance a bit earlier on, rather than always sticking with the Nintendo stuff, because there's a lot of things about this that really make sense, that are really cool. In terms of the actual system, it's got really nice analog sticks. It kind of feels as close to having a portable PlayStation as you could possibly get. And it just looks graphically very good. People have basically said that it's kind of like carrying a PS3 around with you. And, I missed out on the PS3 generation, but there are lots of good games on it, particularly games that are remakes of old PS2 and PS1 things. This is a good chance for me to actually play those games that I might have missed. And yeah, graphically, this is incredible what they managed to get out of it. It's really, really amazing looking. It's just even quite cool to have games, PS2 games on a handheld, but games that are out on the PS3, I mean, that's awesome. And there are some really smart decisions that they've made here. And those are really things around how you get the games, because for someone with a reasonable library of PS4 games and indie games and PSN games, there is a thing called cross-buy. So that when I got this system, I didn't buy any games for it at all, because games that I had already on the PS4, they were free to download and play here. Not every game has it, but a reasonable number of games do have that feature. So I instantly got Resogun on here. And Resogun is a game that I've been wanting to get into more, but I haven't really had the time. And one of the things that I've been enjoying recently is skill-based games that involve a lot of practice, but in short bursts. And often you don't really want to come home and play that kind of game on the big telly. But they're perfect games to fill in half an hour when you're waiting for a train or on the train ride home. So I've been playing loads of Resogun and loads of Downwell, and I unlocked the Platinum for Resogun today because, well, there's time to play it and there's time to keep repeating the same old thing that you might not do when you're at home with a bigger selection of things to play. So it's just a really good system, and one that I wish that I'd come to a bit earlier. The one criticism that a lot of people had was the fact you've got to get special memory cards for them, which was obviously a move from Sony to make you spend more money, basically. But I got myself a 64 gig one because I'm going to be predominantly getting digital games. And yes, it was quite expensive. I think that was like £40 used. But, you know, once you've got that expense out of the way, there's a lot of really cheap stuff on here. One thing that I thought was really cool is the fact that they've got loads of PlayStation 1 games and some really good selections, games that I haven't even thought of for years. And digitally, they're about £3, which is really good value. And actually, that's the kind of value, that kind of price I wouldn't mind paying for the ease of playing a game like that on a handheld without having to faff around with a emulator or whatever, which often is a bit clunky. So there's a really good host of great old PS1 classics on the web store, like Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that, which is just awesome. Now, one of the things that I like about it as well is that sometimes, you know, when your train comes or when it's time to go to work or whatever, you need to stop playing really quickly and be able to do that. And you literally just press the power button there, and it pauses everything, but it keeps it really quick and accessible. So I literally just press the on button, and it comes up real quickly. Just open that, and I can be back into the game that I was playing straight away. So it's really good to dip in and out of, which is a perfect device for commuting. So yeah, I'm now able to trophy hunt on the go. I'm about to go for a pretty long-ass train ride to Inverness this weekend. I'm going off to the Scottish Highlands, and it's just a perfect thing to have with me to play this. One of the things I was thinking about is, it's often, I mean, I would consider this to be better than the 3DS. It's often really interesting how possibly superior hardware or things with better ideas or more creativity often don't actually win in terms of the battle or in terms of notoriety. You know, you only have to look at the Game Gear, which was pretty much a technical marvel. Yeah, it ate up loads of batteries and stuff, but it was actually really before its time, but it didn't quite make it. And similarly, PS Vita, it was a success. It is a success, but it's fizzling out, and it's definitely not competing with the Nintendo 3DS. Or it's not. I don't think it's doing as well as that system, which is still seemingly going strong. And it's interesting sometimes that it's about, I don't know, the branding or the games or whatever, but Sony were really ambitious with this. They wanted to make it cutting edge and as close to having a current gen console in your hand. And yeah, I'm a bit late to the party, but I'm really glad that I bought this. Let me know if you guys played a Vita. Do you like the system? Because I think it's amazing. It's only 90 quid. It's well worth it. Anyway, I'm going to go play some more Vita, and then I'm going to disappear to the Scottish Highlands for a week or so. So you may not hear much more from me, but take care, and I'll speak to you all when I get back. See ya.